Okay, chapter 37. She starts the chapter by talking about long hair. And she had a theory about long hair. She's mentioned it before. She says that men love long hair and that if you have long hair, you've already more than gotten into the hearts of many a man. And she said that when it comes to performers, the real thing that guys want to see is you thrashing your hair around. So she made sure not to do that when she was performing. Not because she suddenly had developed this virginal trait, but because she wanted to lessen her performance and lessen the thrill because that would make her dad mad. She said, in the most demoralizing moments of my Las Vegas residency, I wore tight wigs, and I danced in a way where I couldn't move a hair on my head. Everyone was making money off of me, and they wanted me to move my hair, and I knew it. And so I did everything but that. When I look back, I realized how much of myself I withheld on stage, and how much by trying to punish the people who held me captive, I punished everyone else too, including my loyal fans, including myself. But now I know why I'd been sleepwalking through so much of the past 13 years. I was traumatized. By holding back on stage, I was trying to rebel in some way, even if I was the only one who knew that was happening. And so I didn't toss my hair or flirt. I did the moves, I sang the notes, but I didn't put the fire behind it that I had in the past. Toning down my energy on stage was my own version of a factory slowdown. I mean, here's the thing. That really was her only way to have a voice in her entire life, was to just be like, fine, I'll do it, but I'm not going to put my heart and soul into this. Like, get the hell out of here if you think I will. I mean, I honestly, that to me would be the only strategy anybody could have come up with. Was like, all right, fine, I'll get up there, but I'm going to do like this dance. This is what we're doing here. Not moving my head, because why would you perform like a trained monkey for these people? They've taken everything from you. I completely understand. Chapter 38. In this section, we're going to start talking about how the residency in Las Vegas is really losing its shine. That at the very beginning, it was like, okay, this is pretty fun. The fans love me. I'm working again. I hate my life in the conservatorship, but the performing was fun at first. Because, the first time you do the show, it's fun. But then after you've done it a billion times, over and over and over and over and over, and every step is the same, and every song is the same, and every note is the same, and you've done it like 1,000 times, she was sick of it. It's boring. She wants to stop. And she just wants, like, can we add something to this show? Because she's a performer. That's what she does. And she's not an idiot in that realm. She's made millions of dollars doing it. She's been around the industry since she was 15 years old. You'd think that they would have listened to her. But no, of course Jamie couldn't listen to her because he's too busy opening cans of mixed vegetables and slapping some Tyson chicken on a plate. He has no concept of how to do this well and how to actually make some money off of his daughter. And that's the thing that is so outrageous. Because of his pride, and I'm not saying that it's, that this would be a good thing, but I'm just saying he's so prideful. He can't imagine that there's a better way to do this conservatorship, that he could have made even more money off of her if she had been allowed to speak and say, well, creatively, I think what we should do is X, Y, and Z. But no, he couldn't listen to that. Because I'm in charge. I'm Britney Spears now, and you're going to go up there and do that same song about Toxic, because I think that one was a hit. She says that the residency was set to end December 31st, 2017. I couldn't wait. For one thing, I was so sick of doing the same show week after week for years. I kept begging for a remix or a new number, anything to break the monotony. I'd started to lose the joy in performing that I'd felt when I was younger. I no longer had the pure, raw love of singing that I'd had as a teenager. Now other people were telling me what to sing and when. No one seemed to care about what I wanted. The message I kept getting was that their minds mattered, and my mind was to be ignored. I was just there to perform for them, to make them money. It was such a waste. And as a performer who had always taken so much pride in her musicianship, I can't stress enough how mad I was that they wouldn't even let me change up my show. We had weeks in between each set of shows in Vegas. So much effing time was wasted. I wanted to remix my songs for my fans and give them something new and exciting. And when I wanted to perform my favorite songs like Change Your Mind or Get Naked, they wouldn't let me. It felt like they wanted to embarrass me rather than let me give my fans the best possible performance every night, which they deserved. Instead, I had to do the same show week in and week out. The same routines, the same songs, the same arrangements. I'd been doing this same kind of show for a long time. I was desperate to change it up, to give my wonderful loyal fans a new and electrifying experience. But all I heard was, no. And she says what we've all been thinking. She says it was so lazy, it was actually odd. I worried about what my fans would think of me. I wished I could communicate that I wanted to give them so much more. I loved to go to studios for hours at a time and do my own remixes with the engineer. But they said, you can't put remixes in because of the time code of the show. We would have to redo the whole thing. And I said, redo it! I'm known for bringing new things to the table, but they always said no. When I pushed, the best they could offer me, they said, was to play one of my new songs in the background when I was changing. They acted like they were doing me a huge favor by playing my favorite new song while I was underground, frantically taking my costumes off. That's not what she wanted. That wasn't what she wanted at all. I want to perform new things. I want new choreography. I want new dance moves. I am tired of this. And it's like, if they wanted her to come out and bring it on stage because, she wasn't whipping her hair around, or maybe if they had given her some new music, she could have been convinced to whip her hair around a little bit. Well, she said that it was just embarrassing because she knew the business and she knew it was totally possible to change the show. My father was in charge, and it wasn't a priority to him. And not only was it not a priority to him, may I say, Britney, he was too ignorant to know that that would have made things better. That meant that the people who would need to make it happen just wouldn't do it. Singing such old versions of songs made my body feel old. I craved new sounds, new movement. I feel now that it might have scared them for me to actually be the star. Instead, my dad was in charge of the star, me. I would have lived in a perpetual state of outrage if I had been Britney Spears at this time. I just would not have been able to cope. I just would have been so angry all the time because it would have just felt like nobody cares at all my side of things. Nobody cares that I could make this something. And you all want to boss me and tell me what to do, but you don't even know this industry. You want to make money? Let's make some money, But no, they wouldn't even listen to it. But I think the other thing that would have just been like unbelievably annoying was how now the family is turning to little Jamie Lynn and they're trying to make her a star. But Jamie Lynn doesn't have the star power. Jamie Lynn looks like she's just trying to copy Big Sister all the time. And it's just awkward and sad. And it's like, I've never looked at Jamie Lynn and been like, oh, she's a legitimate star in her own right. It's just like, oh, like the little sister of, and I don't know. Britney goes on to describe a time in which the whole Jamie Lynn thing was just rubbed in her face. Now, it started off that she says, when I did the videos for the singles from Glory, I felt so light and so free. Glory reminded me what it felt like to perform new material and how much I needed it. When I was told I'd be receiving the first ever Radio Disney Icon Award the year after Glory came out, I thought, this is great. I'll take the boys and wear a cute little black dress and it'll be a lot of fun. Well, as I sat in the audience seeing a medley of my songs performed, I had so many feelings. But by the time Jamie Lynn made a surprise appearance to do a little bit of Till the World Ends and to hand me my award, I was a ball of emotion. Now the thing is that previously, she says, as she's watching Jamie Lynn prance across the stage, she was reminded of a time when she had done a special concert for In the Zone. It was a remixed ABC special. She said that she'd rehearsed for a week and sung several new songs. They shot me so beautifully. I felt like a kid. Frankly, it's some of my best work. There was a cabaret vibe to the sultry rendition of Baby One More Time. And then for every time, I wore a pretty white dress. It was just really, really beautiful. It had felt so incredible to be at that stage of my career, free and performing my music my way with so much creative control. But now, as she was sitting there to receive the Icon Award at the Radio Disney Music Awards, even though I was honored by the performances, I was furious. Here were 3 singers and my sister doing new performances, something I had begged for 13 years, having fun with my songs in a way I hadn't in hundreds of performances, and I was sitting there having to smile. Can you even handle the fact that this is Britney's life now? Little Jamie Lynn is up there performing new varieties and new versions and new remixes of her song, something that she had begged for, and they won't give it to her, but they're going to let Jamie Lynn go up on stage and sing Britney's songs and do remixes of them. How could you even handle the outrage? I would be so outraged all the time. And Britney does say that. Like, she's like, I had so much underlying rage and anger and indignation and angst over everything that was happening. And I can't imagine being able to feel any other way because it's so wildly unfair what is happening in her life. And it seems like everything that could be manufactured to make you feel small, insignificant, demeaned, it's like her family is doing it. It's like they have a playbook on how do you make somebody go insane? And they're doing all the things.